Hello,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good as well. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me. I have a few questions about what you're doing, what your current work, and I think it's we have something to learn from what you have to say, really. So yes, it's a delight to have the opportunity to speak with you. So um, let's start with the first question. What are the themes surrounding your current investigations?
Well, at first I was really looking at surrealism as a whole
Mm-hmm.
for my project, and I knew I was interested in it, but I never got a chance to explore it at GCSE. So, as I started experimenting, I realized that surrealism is everywhere and it comes in all different mediums. So, after that, I started looking more at niche art movements and how surrealism is such a big part of pop culture.
That's great. Very interesting. Um, so, from what you said, what are your major or your main artist influences in your work?
Well, in general, I really admire artists who are well educated in their field. So
Mm.
I hate the idea of being an ignorant artist when there's so much history to appreciate. Fashion designers like McQueen and
Mm.
cinematographers like Handro Jodorowsky and Jacques Deray, and also photographers like David LaChapelle. They all managed to tastefully reference cultural and religious imagery without it seeming, ignorant or like just kind of
Mm.
like last minute.
Yeah, that's good references to have as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, Good to look at those artists, and you have quite a wide range of artists that you look at. Um, is there anything in particular that you have taken from the artists you just mentioned?
Well,
The
that yeah.
influences or
Their art has so many layers.
mm,
Um, there are more layers than just to how they look and if they're appealing or disgusting. Their art is political and revolutionary, and they also appreciate the past. It makes it really universal,
mm,
sort of current, whilst also like appreciating the past.
okay, interesting, fascinating. So you have been working quite hard in past weeks towards your hopefully what will be with the exam. Um, can you tell us a little bit about your experiments so far and what you have done?
Yeah, well, I mean, I worked in lots of different mediums, and I started with pencil and pen because we
Mm.
were doing a 2 week focus on drawing.
Oh yeah. Was that during lockdown?
No, that was right at the start of the year actually.
Okay.
But I really like how we have so much freedom here,
Mhm.
and we've now. And although I've been looking at textiles and photography a bit more at the minute, but at one point I even made a short film. So
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, we can do a lot.
Well, I'd like to see that short film. Maybe something we can
Maybe
include in the arts bulletin.
I don't know.
So, uh, just out of curiosity, were any of these experiments that didn't go according to plan? Like did
Yeah,
you have any expectations that you were
no,
not?
definitely.
Mm.
I tried to do some experiments with acetate at the start of the year using the darkroom, which I'd never used before,
Mm.
and they didn't really turn out very as detailed as I wanted them.
Oh, yeah.
But the art department here is so open-minded that like anything I make could be like a subjective masterpiece. So
Well, it's good to have that kind of openness to
Yeah.
opportunities and experiment with all the resources here at the department. That's great to hear. Um, so, I mean, you faced some difficulties, expectations that didn't quite realize. Um, how did you combat those difficulties, and which ways did you problem solve to refine your work?
well, you just need to go back and do some experiments really, or like
Mhm.
just go and do the basics a bit
Okay.
because and if you just like practice over and over again with basics and you kind of if you just like isolate certain things and you can work up to like making more of a statement or having more of a meaning to what you're doing.
Oh, no. Yeah. So he's always constantly refining the ideas
Yeah.
until you are satisfied.
Yeah, I wouldn't really feel comfortable like making a big piece with like a lot of meaning behind it if I wasn't, skilled in what I was
Mhm.
making it with.
Yeah, of course, it makes sense.
It would be a bit like disrespectful.
Building up.
Yeah.
Building stage by stage. and so that all that progress then results in a big piece. So looking back at the work that you have done so far, can you tell us about the piece that you're most proud of?
I'm really proud of the series of photographs I'm making at the moment.
Oh yeah.
They're a sort of club kid inspired photographs. I really like the artist Shauna Heath. She makes sets. And there's so much iconic art that came from the LGBT club scene that we don't even realize is all around us. So they kind of managed to modernize surrealism by becoming surrealist beings rather than just painting them. It's kind of amazing to see. And it's kind of swept under the rug in history a lot because, they were oppressed at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Then you feel like you're discovering.
Yeah, definitely.
It's under a new light, which makes it more fascinating. So a last question, just to finish it off. What areas do you plan to develop next, and why?
Right now I'm doing just photography, but I'd like to make another short film eventually, or maybe even a performance art piece, because I think it's like stretching the boundaries of what the medium is a lot more.
Okay. Can you give us any sneak peeks of what might be coming in terms of your work?
I don't know. I'd like to maybe look at exhibition really, or a lot of artists, or maybe even textiles at some point. I really liked Alexander McQueen when he did that collection that was based on a mental asylum, and it was like all of the models were pretending to be mentally ill, but it was like appreciating the glamour of it, or like it was kind of twisted and like it was like a bit controversial. So maybe like something inspired by that.
Interesting. So you want to find the right path and just try to uncover all these
definitely
themes and meanings in the work of different artists.
Definitely, because a lot of surrealism is shocking, and I think that's what a lot of the artists I'm looking at do.
That's great. If you allow me one more question, do you have a particular medium that you like that you explore more often than others? Or do you are open to all of them?
At GCSE, I really looked at painting a lot because that was kind of what we could use. But I like the idea of trying out different things now. But like with all of the mediums that I've tried, like even photography and film, I've used a lot of painting in it because I feel most comfortable with it, especially acrylic painting. But I'd like to try oil painting a bit more if I get the time. Okay,
that's good. Let's bring it to a close for today, and hopefully we'll can catch you up at some point in the next weeks and see how the work going.
Perfect.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much.